Men of Reddit, what instantly turned you off a woman? Seeing her treat her parents like doormats. My second date with this one girl was going to a Christmas party of a mutual friend. After we were there for a little while, she started talking to this other guy and they went to some corner where no one else could interrupt them and talked for an hour. When they were done talking, she immediately told me she was leaving and up and bounced. Totally turned me off, so I didn't talk to her again for a while. A month later she reached out and was like, "Why haven't you called me?" I was kind of dumbfounded that she would actually ask. I didn't have anything else going on at the time, so I figured we could try again. But the Christmas party left such a bad taste in my mouth I couldn't even feign interest. We were both 20, hanging out at her nice apartment. She casually, proudly told me she had a sugar daddy, a married guy I knew and loathed. Testing your commitment, especially if they want to see if you'd fight for me. My cat and her dog didn't get along. She said I'd have to choose between her and her dog or the cat. I picked cat. She cried. It was the second date. Bye-bye. I have an accent, so anyone who is way too into that gets the boot pretty quickly. I once walked out on a date because she spent 30 minutes trying to impersonate me and couldn't understand why I didn't think it was endearing. Told her friend in public that my mom was stupid and made fun of her for 20 minutes. She didn't know my mother's friend was sitting next to her in the restaurant and heard the whole thing. We were in college and in a different town, which made the whole experience for her that much more unfortunate. I was done, particularly because my mom was nothing but the kindest person to her and made every effort to make her feel welcome when she visited. I had a girlfriend recently, only lasted about 7 months, and this is one of the reasons I, in the end, couldn't stand her. Every time she talked about something and I thought she finished speaking and I started to speak, she continued speaking but in slightly louder tone as if I rudely interrupted her, and if I happened to do it again she just went from loud to louder. Her speaking pattern was filled with pauses, so it was very easy to mistake one of those pauses for a finished sentence. Not being able to stay off your phone. I'm on a date to talk to you, not watch you track your followers. When she got drunk, turned super angry towards me, then defended herself and didn't remember it the next day. Breaking up with me. I'm sorry, but if you dump me, that's it. Relationship over. Sense of entitlement and wanting me to be something I wasn't. She always had to have her way and I basically couldn't have a different opinion without getting in trouble. Entitlement, as in, I deserve special treatment every day of my life cause I'm so beautiful, makes me want to bath, no matter how pretty they are. When they complain about me being friends with other girls, yay, like I am gonna cut out every woman in my life just because you're too insecure with yourself. Bad breath and bad hygiene. Bad attitudes. Met a girl online once. She seemed cool. Met her in person and she immediately starts off, "This is the kind of Mustang you drive?" And I'm not exaggerating, she said it as rudely as possible. So I asked her to get out and she refused. "Duck that, you owe me a movie. We are going to see a movie." Shitty car or not, I had to throw her purse out the window to get her the duck out of my car. Edit. It was a 96 GT. It was a shitty Mustang. But that's besides the point. That's just bad manners and this lady drove a goddamn Geo. She told me she expected me to text her good morning every single morning before her. The bitch got up at 6 every day and I don't get up till 8. Duck off, that is horse shit. Instant clinginess. We went out, had a great date and some light fun at her place. She called me the next day while I was out with a friend. I didn't answer. She then called me over and over again until I finally answered. We're talking about 10-15 calls in a row, and when I answered I asked if anything was wrong. Since she kept calling, she said no and said she just hates texting and prefers talking on the phone. I had to calmly explain to her I was out with a friend and if I don't answer, I will call you back, but calling me over and over makes me think it's an emergency. We tried one more date, but at that point it was awkward and I was no longer invested. Also had one girl text me over 130 times in one day after one date. It was worse because we worked at the same place, albeit different departments. It surprised me. In both cases I thought they were out of my league. Saying how my major isn't manly enough. I'm in nursing school BTW and love it. Calling her university teachers retarded after 30 minutes on our first date. She could not take the test because she did not show up a couple of times and thought it was her professor's duty to tell her in advance. Well, read the damn syllabus. You're not in high school anymore. She told me all her elaborate plans of getting him fired. After I told her she was in the wrong, she got mad. I was on a date where she was really mean to the waiter for a stupid reason, like not enough ice in her cocktail or something, I forget exactly. All of the feelings just evaporated. When she thought the appropriate response to me saying something she didn't agree with was a slap across the face. She had gotten into a fight with her friend because of something she was completely in the wrong about. I made the mistake of calling her out on it. Desperation. It's a common internet meme for men to be desperate and scare women away. Let me tell you, it happens the other way as well. I met a girl online who was pretty, had a good job, kind, generous, and was overall a solid catch. The problem she had was that she was way too desperate to find a partner. I'm not even saying she was the kind of girl who had the relationship mapped out in stages, i.e., date 8 months, married in 16 months, kids by 24 months. Those girls exist, too. But this girl was just desperate for a partner. She was pursuing the idea of coming home to her partner, cooking him dinner, making him lunch, sitting on the couch in sweats eating popcorn. Basically, she was in love with the idea of being in love. All those things are great goals for a relationship that you can aspire to over time. Not so much something to pursue or dream of on the first or second date. Isolating me away from my friends and yelling at me when I hung out with them. Laziness. Work 2 bullshit jobs so ends can meet and she stays home reading fanfiction for Supernatural and Twilight crossovers all day. No chores, no cooking, cleaning, just fanfiction and trash producing. Kinda killed my interest fast. Giving ultimatums. And having too many rules that will never apply to her if I play the reverse card. Basically a total cunt move. Girl I was seeing before made me choose between her and my friends. Bitch wasn't even there in my direst of need, but had the gall to restrict my friends from seeing or visiting, taking me out for a little night out. Girlfriend got drunk and started dancing, grinding with another dude at a club. Ended the relationship. She didn't know what she did wrong. Definite turn off. A girl once asked to see the length of my penis before going out. I said no and left. The way she treated others was absolutely terrible. I thought she was one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen, and all she would talk about was Snapchat. What a waste. 1. All looks and no brain. 2. Attention seeking to the point of accusing you for choosing your education job, saying that you don't actually care for her. 3. Constantly having to prove your manliness. Could be just me. Narcissism. It's tolerable to a certain degree but full blown deal breaker. I just want one day without being asked to buy something. A bad smell or body odor. I remember hooking up with a girl who I felt was totally out of my league. Things got heated, and I remember flipping her over to make duck doggy style, and a strong stench wave of ass flooded over me. Like, I know ass will smell a little bit, but this was like 4 poops, poor wiping, and no shower for a couple days type of ass smell. Nothing killed my erection or sex drive quicker than that smell. I made up something dumb about being tired or having a headache, and left. Even to this day, I have a bit of an aversion to doggy because of how bad the smell was. She bragged about banging a married guy. Then realized I was disgusted. Tried to backpedal by saying he was the asshole. I was single. Man, which just made it worse. You're both culpable. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Da fuck outta here with that noise.